Look who's here, Peter Hobbs from the Salvation Army. Every month we catch up with the Salvos, find out what's going on. Now, Pete, you've got a really awesome story to tell us, and I think putting some context into this, the Salvos do some amazing work in the community, but often where the real work's done is with people who are really struggling.
Yeah.
And you guys can step in and be a bit of a support and help where you can.
Yep.
And this story comes out of that.
Yeah, it really has come out of that. We do a lot of work in schools, so we have chaplains in schools, and so that gives us an opportunity to connect with children, but also with parents. So in that state, we're often able to pastorally support people, and we came across this one lady who we could tell was really struggling. And so getting to know her and journeying with her over 4 years, and the kids, we've come to learn a bit of her story. And her story was that she's been in and out of foster homes all her life because she was abused as a child. Never really had stable housing at all. Just gone from one drama to the next. Never worked, and she had these great children, and it kind of was like a wake up call for her to go, I've got to do something. I've got to do something with my life. So she's tried really hard to do that, but when she met us about 4 years ago, she was just really struggling, and all we've done is
Single mum,
yeah. And family violence, all kinds of violence, emotional violence. And so all we've done is just be a calming presence in her life, and just been there and supported and encouraged. And over those 4 years, we've also provided her with trauma counselling and family therapy, and just the Army's just wrapped around her, just embraced her and treated her as part of the family. And now, 4 years on, we've seen such a transformation in her. She's actually now got permanent housing. She's actually just started a job.
Wow.
And but there was something funny though, Roxie. I know you like these little stories.
Oh, this is a synchronicity story.
Yeah, there's
Darryl and I, we're all over this, aren't we?
I love it when the unexplainable happens. So, what can I tell the story?
Please.
You have for it? So there's one day we were standing in the car park, and I asked this lady, what is it that you would like to do with your life? She later tells me that no one had ever asked her that question. So she'd never had the opportunity to think about that. So she thought about it, and she said, you know what, I think I want to get into childcare. And I said, well, I'll pray for you, and let's hand it over to God and see what happens. And you will not believe it, but 10 minutes later, I get a phone call from another lady who I'd been connecting with, and she said, look, I've just started this new job, and I'm trying to help, especially young mums get into the workforce, and I'm running this course, which runs during school hours, which is great. Would you happen to know anyone that I could recommend? And I just said, stop. Are you serious? And she goes, yeah. I said, well, I literally just had a person say to me who fits all that criteria, word for word, this is what she wants to do. So this was that lady. And, and speaking back to this, listening to her story, she shares how, that moment, that weird, undefinable moment where something unexplainable happened, which, I believe is God, but whatever people want to take it as something synchronistic or something weird and wonderful, that moment was what internally motivated her to change.
Wow.
She felt loved, valued, and it was just, wow, this is my dream, and it's being made to happen.
Isn't that just fantastic? I know when we get Chris Mackey in, who talks about synchronicity, he, as he says, it's like it could be whatever it is, and whether it's God or the universe or whatever. He said it is like getting a tick almost from the universe to say this is exactly the right thing to be happening.
And the connection that comes from that everyone feels about, like, not only did this lady go, wow, the other lady who said offering the opportunity went, wow, I went, wow, and we all just felt like so loved and connected, and we nearly started to sing Kumbaya. It was great. It was fantastic.
Before we break out into song, thank you for coming in,
That's
Peter.
a great story,
No
Pete.
worries. Thanks for having me,
sharing
guys.
it.
The Salvos, and of course, if you want to help them out, all you have to do is jump online and connect with the Salvos yourself. Peter, thanks for coming in, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Darryl.